Good morning, and yes, it's Mojisola Wilson, and the show is Authentic Conversations with Moji. How are you? I hope you had an amazing weekend because I did. It was very quiet. I stayed off of social media a lot. Yes, I did. Waiting for people to show up. Let's see. So much to talk about today. I mean, I took a few days off of social media, yeah, and I kind of stayed home. I went to work. I ran around, did my little business thing on the side. And what an amazing, amazing, amazing weekend my wife and I had. We kind of stayed home and I stayed off of social media as much as possible to keep my sanity because you guys know I always run into trouble. So, because, a lot of people are allergic to people that speak the truth. And I kind of speak power into truth with a very, very funky, unique voice, right? So, I'm telling you, this particular weekend was just awesome. My wife and I binged on Nigerian movies. Oh my God, we binged on Nigerian movies all weekend. Talk about a rude awakening. I can't even tell you. I cannot tell you how crazy my life has been for the past few months. And a lot of things started to make sense. Wait, I think I did something wrong here. A lot of things started to make sense once I started to watch the Nigerian movies. I'm like, wait. It's really not their fault. It's not their fault. Why have I been blaming these Nigerian people for things that have absolutely nothing to do with them? Oh my God. So here's the deal. I watched a movie called The Governor. It's a series, The Governor. You got to see it. The series, The Governor, is about a Nigerian young woman that went to school abroad. And I'll give you guys the synopsis of each movie. And so you can understand where my mindset is and how I arrived here. I know you think I'm those three movies I'm going to recommend to you, and I'll give you a slight synopsis of it. And I'll tell you how morality and integrity and all the other T's are missing in our culture. Oh my God. So just hang in there for a second. I have to do this. My wife made me this banner and I have to use it every day. So just hang in there. Welcome back to Authentic Conversations Emoji. This one is going to be light, but it's going to be like a whole lot of punching going on here. Good morning, Miriam. I'm so glad you came to this one. You're going to love this show. Jesse, how are you? Welcome from Lagos. Thank you for joining us. Miriam, oh my God, Nigerian movies are the bomb. I used to hate them. Back in the day, Miriam, Nigerian movies were just horrible. It was like somebody was dying and they were doing voodoo to each other. And you'll see all this makeup that just didn't seem real and the over dramatization. Honey, I watched a movie this weekend called the Nigerian Prince. It's called Nigerian Prince. It was executive produced by Spike freaking Lee. Honey, whoop, whoop. We have arrived. All of us complaining and whining, a lot of people are seeing money and opportunities in Nigeria that we don't even see. I'm too afraid to Nigeria, just all clunked on the head for the money. So Spike Lee executive produced a movie called The Nigerian Prince. And then I saw a series, those docu-series, 13 episodes. I watched 13 episodes. I don't watch TV like that. I was late. I couldn't move. I was just blown away by the new style of the Nigerian movie and the authenticity of the scripts. Like, they ain't lying, Jack. They're not lying in the scripts anymore. It used to be that they'll add sugar or they'll take salt and all of that. They don't do that anymore. Good morning, Johnny. Good to see you. They don't do that anymore in Nigerian movies. Oh my God. It's so scary, but it's beautiful at the same time, right? My wife says, oh, somebody told me about this series called The Governor. And I'm like, oh, another Nigerian movie. Oh, I can't do it. All they do is kill each other, steal each other's husbands. And then she's like, my friend that told me, he's like a psychiatrist. He said, we should watch it so we have a better understanding of Nigeria. Thank you, Mr. Psychiatrist, that told us to watch this movie, because I am telling you, I used to sit here and cry. Why are my people like this? I get it. I totally get it. So not only did we watch The Governor, all 13 episodes this weekend, we also watched The Prince of New York, and then we watched a movie called A Country something. I forget what it is. But let me start with the first one. This show is about morality and moral benchmark and integrity. Those two words, I don't know what happened. Somebody stole it from the dictionary of Nigerians. It just makes me want to cry. Somebody stole those words from the dictionary of Nigerians. Most Nigerians that I have ever met, I've met some really, really good Nigerians. Oh, wallahi, very good Nigerians. I've met some Nigerians that if I tell them, sit here with my pot of amala and egusi or amala or newedu, they won't touch it. But honey, I have met some people that will sell me the shoes I'm wearing, the amala, and the ewedu, poof, in a heartbeat. So these three movies, hi Oladeoye, let me tell you, those three movies opened my eyes. I used to have a bandage. You remember I used to have colored glasses. Now I only wear clear glasses so I can see properly, so my people don't sell me out. I'm telling you, this show is going to be fun. I'm telling you, this is a fun show. Let me tell you about this. Let me tell you about the first movie. So, The Governor, I'm not going to give you the whole gist, but you have to go watch it on your own. It's 13 episodes. You have to watch every bloody episode. I thought I was watching a Hollywood movie. The transparency in this movie was ridiculous. It showed us how the back end of politicians, how they negotiate, how they have people lined up till I'm 56, till I'm 110 to be taking the spots, how they buy their electoral seats, how they steal money from the government instead of building roads, how they transfer it to each other's children's account, how they name it, they do it, how the governors and the government pay area boys to kill people, steal their lands and all that stuff. Honey, let me tell you, I know you're thinking, Moji, how do you know that? You've been in America for 45 years. When my father died and I went to Nigeria, I had paperwork on my land to go and claim it in Nigeria. The Omonile said, sorry, bring us 500,000 naira each. And we're talking, this is 2009 for 6 plots. I was tired. I was going to pay. Then somebody said to me, Moji, you better not pay them, because if you pay them, when you want to put up a fence, you have to pay. When you want to build a land, you have to pay. When you want to build your house, you have to pay. When you have to put a roof on top, you have to pay. I was cold. So I just walked away from the land. Today, Moji no longer has 6 plots of land, which is 1 acre in Naija. In those days, it was about, I think they said it was about almost 1 million naira each for each plot. I would have been a naira by now, but no, I walked away because the stress was just a bit too much. But it opened my eyes to how slippery, slopey integrity and a moral compass can break down, right? So this girl comes in, her father was high ranking before in the series called The Governor, right? First of all, I was impressed because a woman in sexy 4 inches, Miriam, you know, we like a CFM. I love my high heel, 4-inch heels. She steps out of the car in high heels. And I'm thinking, they're going to eat this one up like a barracuda. Then things just started to happen. And the girl was strong. She was feisty. She was very intelligent. She spoke eloquently because she's been properly educated. She was a dentist. I don't know how a dentist became a governor of the state, but hey, what do I know about politics? Turns out that her father had negotiated her in as assistant Olopa governor. Then the governor died and she had to step into his shoes. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It was crazy. They were killing people. People in government were killing people in the movie. I'm not talking about in real life, because I heard CSS people are on Facebook looking for people to put their names. My name is already supposedly there at the airport. So I'm not talking about Nigerian government. I'm talking about the movie. So they kill people and get rid of their dead bodies. So, but here's where the morality steps in, right? The moral part of this thing is that everybody that does politics in Nigeria, you already know your hands are going to be dirty. By the time this girl was done, and they were trying to, she was trying to stop politicians, the governors, the minister of finance, the minister of this. You all say it, it's playing out right now with the DSS or the NDC or whoever was supposed to be investigating somebody, and now they themselves are thieves. It's like everybody in the Nigerian government. I'm sure there's a saint in there somewhere, but we can't find him anywhere. Nobody's ever come up. We haven't been able, we haven't been blessed with a saint yet. They all say they're Christians, they say they're Muslims, they're all thieves, they're all rogues. They're all moving money. Instead of building a bridge, the guy took 2 billion naira, 2 billion to build a bridge this big. And they used the planks that we use in houses, tile floors, to build a bridge this big, 2 billion. They give contracts to themselves, to their girlfriends, to their gardeners. You bribe them for everything from head to toe. Honey, the jig is out. Now, I'm wondering, why are Nigerians not complaining? Why are Nigerians not crying? Why are Nigerians not marching? Then it dawned on me. When the hierarchies are still in, it trickles down to the upper middle class, then it trickles down to the middle class, then it trickles down to the lower class. As long as everybody, the poor people are the ones that are suffering in Nigeria, the poor people. And they are the ones that are sustaining the government with their inability to think for themselves because they allow religion. I repeat, the poor people are the ones sustaining the BS in Nigeria, because if they revolt, there's more, 80% of Nigerians are supposedly allegedly living on the poverty level, right? They say money is allocated for hospitals. There's no hospitals there's no equipment in hospitals in Nigeria. I know that for a fact, firsthand, because when COVID happened, people were inboxing me to help them get this, help them get that. And I got some for some hospitals or whatever. And then I got tired, because once I found out that Jack Ma donated almost 50 million nairas worth of PPE, I was done. Because once I found out that there's a girl on IG selling the PPE from Jack Ma, I was really, really upset. And I didn't mention her name for a purpose. But if you go to IG and you put in masks, her name is going to be the first one on there. Nigerian Yoruba woman. Let me give you the hint. The Lagos State the minister she's the sister of the girl selling the PPE, is married to the Minister of Health. Go do your homework. I'm not Kilorukoye. I'm not Kemi Omololu. You go do your homework. All right? So I got tired and I stopped talking about the PPEs and helping Nigerian doctors and nurses, because at this point, honey, my hands are tied. So then the movie goes on and it goes on, and then it gets to the point where she's getting kicked out. Guess what? Miss Integrity, Miss, oh no, we have to do this, we have to do that. You cannot do politics in Nigeria. You cannot do politics in Nigeria, or anywhere else for that matter, without compromising your integrity, without bending a little bit low. Nigerian people, you guys have been shafted for a long time. They're not even bothering to camouflage it anymore. They're not. Because look, the Nigerian government stepped out and said, look, we got 50 billion, 5 billion from Alakija, 5 million from this one. Dangote donated this amount. Almost over 100, close to 50 billion. Let me just even know 100 million. Close to 50 billion naira for COVID. Did it trickle to most Nigerians? No. Is anybody complaining? No. Do you even care? No. You're too busy with BBN. You're too busy with Big Brother Nigeria. Who's zooming who? Who's shagging who? You're busy with Moji living a fabulous life in America with her wife and her family. You're busy with things that don't matter. You're so focused on the minor that you're not facing the major. Nigeria is being sold today, as I speak, to the Chinese government. Do your homework, people. Stop allowing religion to blind you. When shit hits the fan, everybody's jumping up and down. Oh, allegedly 20 unarmed Igbo people were shot dead this past weekend. Is anybody protesting? Is anybody shouting? No. But talk about Bobrisky. Nigerians will be jumping up and down. Our moral compass is broken. It's warped. And I say our because I am a Nigerian as well. It took me a long time to start working on my own integrity and my kidney. It was hard work. It was not easy. It was very hard work. But it's doable. I don't know how it's going to be doable, though. Oh, my God, because we are so filthy. Filthy. Then you go, let's leave the governor. The governor woman now goes on and she starts negotiating with these people. She'll give them 20%. They'll ask for 40% of an allocation of money for the roads. Whoa! People are dying on these roads. And the governor in the movie, the governor agreed to give them 20% off the top of the 20 or 30 billion allocated to fixing roads. When you give somebody 20% of money that's supposed to fix roads, how do you plan on fixing the roads? But at least our own is better. She's doing something. There's other people in the show, in the movie, like the Minister of Health, of Education, that's not paying. Oh my God, this movie just opened the yash of Nigerian politicians. Bam, bam. You got to watch it. You got to tell your friends to watch it. You got to share this movie. You got to tell them all about this movie called The Governor. Not only did she open, I'm telling you, she opened the yash, bam, bam, then she showed us how the Minister of Education takes the money and distributes it among all the other people in the assembly. Can you imagine? So now the education of Nigerians youth is watered down to toilet water. Of course, if they're not educated, how do they feed themselves? They start doing 419, they start stealing, they start robbing, they start breaking into homes, armed robbery, they start killing each other to go and do rituals. They kill each other. No, they kill people to go and do rituals, right? So the Babalawo now is making money off of the young people that should have been educated with the money that the government stole to live La Viva Loca. But we're not complaining. We're not, we don't have time to complain. We don't fight about that. We're busy focused on homosexuality and people, and BBN Niger. I've never even watched the show, but that's what Nigerian youth are focused on instead of trying to reclaim their future, which has been sold 10, 50 times over. Dienzani, the ex-minister of petroleum, is sitting in the UK. First of all, she stole billions of dollars, not Nigerian, not Naira, not Nigerian currency, dollars. She's sitting in a posh apartment in the UK, just chilling. Now she's a motivational speaker, and Nigerians are paying her to come to their events. A thief that robbed many, many thousands of hundreds of thousands of people of their future is being invited to be a keynote speaker. The person that invited her has no morals. The person that invited her has no integrity. The organization that invited her to give a speech has no integrity. They're they're absolutely morally bankrupt, which is a problem with most Nigerian people because, you know, everything is, oh, no, as long as it's outside. Oh, people shouldn't give bribes. Then you get to Nigeria, you start bribing your way from the airport all the way to the bank so you don't stand in line. We are part of the problem. We all need to go and check our moral compass. We all need to understand that the problem with Nigeria is not Nigeria. It's Nigerians. Now let's move from the governor that just opened the yash of absolutely opened up every core hole in the Nigerian government and the politics of Nigeria. It just totally aired out their dirty laundry, showed us how they do the dirty things. But we already knew that. We didn't have to wait for that movie to know that Nigerian government steals money. Every day they're investigating each other. How much have they recouped? And what did they do with the money that's been recouped? Is anybody asking these questions? Of course not. We're too busy listening to people on social media post about, I read a post the other day, early in the morning on Sunday. A very good friend of mine, by the way. I think I love her stories. She wrote about taking a poop, about pooping and worms coming out of her. That was the post. 970 likes in 3 hours. 3 hours, 900. I hope she got a lot more than that because I think most people get paid for their likes. All these social media stars, they make money from their things. So she put to her for being able to draw a crowd. But listen to me. 950 likes on a post about somebody taking a shit, literally. And you wonder why Nigeria is a shit country with shitty people, shitty government, shitty roads, 950 people in 3 hours liked a post about taking a shit. Then I went to another friend who talks about politics and, you know, injustice and what's going on around the world. 5 people liked the post where he posted that 20 Igbo men had been literally slaughtered by the government officials. Okay? But 950 people loved the post about the girl that talked about how she used to shit when she was a young girl and she had worms coming out of her anus. That's the post that 950 people liked. The post about 20 lives being lost got nothing. And I'm wondering to myself, what kind of a people are this? Where do we even start when our moral benchmark is missing? Where do we start when when integrity is no longer in our vocabulary? Because in my days, maybe it's because I'm 55, I'm mad old, and maybe it's, I don't know. I wasn't raised to go and talk about my poop, let alone. But I loved reading it too, because of course I read it. I read it too. So where do we even start to talk about integrity and morality and all that stuff when all that stuff is out the window for likes and loves and becoming very popular? I mean, 20 Nigerians died. They were shot. They were not armed. This post, nobody touched. But 970 people loved this post about how this woman was shitting and she saw a worm and she ran down. We all remember those days. But how does that story override the story of 20 human lives lost to the Nigerian government at the hands of the government that's supposed to protect them? How does that story, our moral compass is not even working. I don't even think we can find it anymore in Nigeria. Our moral compass is gone. We've lost the sense of reality. Let's talk about morality a little bit. Now, the next movie called, what was the name of that movie? The next movie is called The Prince of Nigeria, Spike Lee. Oh my God, I love that movie. I don't even do reviews, but this past weekend was a class 101 in Nigerian culture. Oh my God. The Prince, let me tell you. Thank you, Jerry. That's what I thought too. But honey, tapeworms and shitting. The conversation about tapeworm and shitting was the hit yesterday. Yesterday morning, Sunday morning, first thing in the morning, good. Tapeworm and shitting. 2 hours, 950 posts. Miriam, I was done. I went back to watching Nigerian movies, JJ, because where do I even start? If you're not talking about gossip, if you're not talking about somebody that's sleeping with somebody or somebody that's doing this or talking about people's misery or people's misfortune on social media, most people don't listen. They don't even read it. They don't like it. You post your business. God forbid you post your website for your business. People just overlook it. They keep moving. They don't touch it. They don't share it. Even when you say, please share it, they won't share it because why? Jealousy, integrity we don't have. We keep talking about Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. Black Nigerian lives are not mattering. Chinese people are taking over Nigeria. I'm telling you, I'm done with Nigeria. I'm not playing. This is it. I'm so done with Nigeria. I'm going to still rag on them once in a while, but Nigerians, 419 don't pafka. Let's go to the other movie that I watched that you guys have to watch. It's called The Nigerian Prince. Spike Lee made that movie. He outdid himself. Spike Lee is freaking amazing. He did this movie. He was authentic. He was truthful. He didn't add sugar. He didn't take anything out of it. I'm telling you, it's about a Nigerian woman. She's a doctor in America. Okay? Like a lot of people are either nurses or doctors. This one is a doctor. Okay? Her son got into trouble in school, so she decides to send her son to Nigeria. I'm not telling you the whole story because you have to go watch the movie. I'll just bring out the point of the morality. So the father of this man, the father of the young man, who's I think 18 or 17, is married to a doctor, which is usually the story of a lot of Nigerians. Okay, the man left the house, left the child with the mom, and now she's a single parent trying to do her best. Another typical Nigerian scenario. Nigerian family scenario in most cases. So the guy is gone doing his thing. He's a cab driver. The wife is a doctor. Obviously, they didn't get along for whatever reasons. I don't know. They didn't tell us, so I'm not going to add sugar. The kid gets to Nigeria and decides, he doesn't like it because the first day he goes there, there's no electric. I felt bad for him. But the truth is, I'd rather you go to Nigeria and not have electric than get shot by a white cop because you did something stupid or you're just stupid or because you're just black. So the mother sends him home to Nigeria to go live with his aunt. And he gets there. Honey, I was so scared when I saw this thing. The mother knew her son is a 419er. The mother knew her son steals. But she didn't take any money from him. This is where integrity comes in. She had so much integrity that she's a school teacher. She cuts a cloth according to her size in the movie. She was willing to help her sister out by watching over the son. The mother, Grace, had integrity. But this young boy that's spoiled, this is where we're going. It's going to hurt a lot of feelings, though. A lot of us spoil our children because we think that's what we should do. And we don't teach them the right thing. We don't teach them the language. We don't teach them the food. We don't teach them nothing. So this boy ends up in Nigeria. He was shocked. He wanted to go home so badly. He made friends with this woman's son, who's a thief. At the airport, the very Oyibo man that helped this boy, the boy sold him out for a ticket back to America. Did you hear me? The very Oyibo person, Oyibo man that he met at the airport when this boy Eze was getting scammed by the immigration people and the airport people that always say, do you have something from me? Ashiri, Nigeria, too. Nigerian Ashiri don't too Spike Lee, don't open your nyash. Fine. He has given your whole story to the world. And you know when Spike Lee touches something, everybody is going to say it. Now, the fact that Nigerians are not complaining about what's going on in Nigeria, that's on them. But the world is about to take note because Spike Lee has opened up everything. From the airport, the boy was being scammed by Nigerians, asking for something. Do you have something for us? The guy says, like what? He's like, oh, you have to give them something. So the boy gives them $10. The Oyibo man that's coming in, because he works in Nigeria, it's like, that's a scam. He's just taking your money. You don't need to pay anybody to get through. Helped him get his money back. But this boy, who had no moral compass, who his mother wanted him to live and not die, because in America, you know, black boys are being shot, goes to Nigeria and starts hanging out with 419ers. And it was broken down to him that, look, but let's be real, though, there was something they said in that movie that really touched my heart. I'm not going to lie. You know me, I speak part into truth with a very unique voice. Miriam. When you talk about scammers, 419ers, Shebi, we're always blaming the 419ers. I saw this whole thing in a whole different light. You have to see the movie. It's called The Nigerian Prince. A 419, the person that gets 419, we're talking about financial 419. When somebody calls you and tells you they have black money, and you just wash it with solution and it becomes cash, money you didn't work for, money that's not yours. You Oyibo man, you're stupid and greedy, because it's greed that makes people want something that they don't have. Integrity, when you lack it, you'll give people money to get money that you never worked for. So lack of integrity, lack of a moral compass on the parts of the white people that are getting scammed themselves, because they themselves are scammers. If you think somebody is going to write you a letter, oh dear Mr. Shukra, you know, I just inherited 5 million, but I want to send the money to you because I'm a nice person. Don't you ask yourself why? Would you ask yourself why? Most greedy people don't. Why would somebody pick you to send you money that you never worked for? Why would anybody sit in their home, sit there and say, hey, today you're the one that gets 10 million, but people are falling for it because they're greedy themselves. They're greedy people. They lack morals themselves. So when immoral jams immoral 419 magic happens, because if you come to me as I am today, we're not talking about emotional 419. No, I'm talking about financial 419. If somebody financially 419s me, then it means I'm greedy. Yes, Miriam. It means I am absolutely greedy. I am absolutely greedy. Okay? Greedy. If somebody comes to me and says, Moji, I have 5 million and I want you to give me 5 kobo so I can send you the 5 million, I am greedy. So people have to start taking accountability when they get 419. Even when you're 419 emotionally, you should take accountability like I do, because nobody sent me work. Nobody asked me to do anything for anybody. I'll see somebody talking about they want to commit suicide. That's a new thing in Nigeria. Everybody is always posting about how most people, and not all of them are 419ers. That's why I keep calling. A lot of people are posting that they want to kill themselves because they expect Dundee Uniteds like me to come into their inbox and say, hey, are you okay? Are you okay? And they'll say, oh, I'm not okay. I'm not. And then you send them money. That's emotional 419. Emotional 419 is very, and then you have those guys that go around looking for women. But bottom line is that in this particular movie, they absolutely broke it down to the T. Now let's talk about romantic 419. This movie, you will learn so much from it. It's called Nigerian Prince. Spike Lee is the executive producer. Nigerians wrote the script. You gotta go watch it. For emotional 419. Emotional 419 in the time of COVID, oh my God. Yes, I absolutely understand. It's hard. It's not easy. I mean, I live with my wife and our son, and I'm still some days just want to go to the supermarket so I can see other human beings with this COVID-19 thing. So I can imagine, but honey, you're sitting in your house, you've never seen a person. They're prophesizing their love. You haven't seen them on screen. You just talk to them. Or after the second email, they're asking you to give them money because their bank card is lost, honey. You're suffering from stupiditis. And yes, I used to be one of those people that suffered from stupiditis on a whole different level. My level was even higher, self. Honestly, not in a romantic fashion, but in so many other ways. So trust me, we have to start taking accountability for our actions. See, when you have a moral benchmark and you know right from wrong, and a lot of women are on social media jumping, a lot of people on social media jumping up and down, showing you everybody is a freaking entrepreneur in Nigeria. And I give you that. But we're not all CEOs. We're not all director of Kimi Konshelede or half of these Jaguda boys are on social media speaking for them. This movie, this weekend, all these movies that I saw, Hollywood version, not Nollywood. Nollywood is the one that does all this crazy stuff about, they make it look like people are, voodoo and all that. This Hollywood version of Nigerian movies is on point. It's accurate, very well written. The cinematography is impeccable. The casting is amazing. Then, after I saw The Nigerian Prince, we went and we saw a movie called Unsettled City or something. I'll post the name in a little bit. It was about a young girl that got pregnant while in school. I don't understand how people are not using condoms in 2020. Why are you not using condoms again? What were you thinking? There's HIV. Forget HIV. You can pop pills and live till you're 40. You can have children having HIV. There's Hep C. There's Hep A. There's herpes. There's all kinds of stuff out there that people can catch. I call them gifts that continue to give while life. Anyways, maybe it's because I'm old. So the girl is dating some guy. She falls apart. She gets pregnant. The family says no. She's like, no. She said no. The family said no. And she's like, no, I'm having the kid. I'm thinking to myself, you're having what kid? How? With what? When? Where? What kind of common sense? I mean, even if we just have integrity is big for me. And people don't understand why it's big for me. It's big for me because once I started to realize that to be close to God, you must have integrity. You have to have a moral benchmark. You have to treat people right. You have to do the right things. In the past, I'm telling you, honey, I will step on your goddamn foot if you're enough. If you annoy me enough, I will. Now, it's like I have to think about things. I have to think about the consequences. I started that about 30, 40 years ago, and it's been working for me. Because what I realized is that when they created Nigerians, I think they kind of tweaked their brain and opened it up. I think God took something. He took integrity and a moral benchmark out of our brain cells, because most people that are Christians, they told us Jesus Christ died for our sins. So we thought we could just go out there and live La Viva Loca and continue to do stuff that's going to hurt our people, hurt our friends, really? If God created us with integrity, wallahi, we will be a slamming set of people, because God gave us everything we need in Africa. But no. See, I can't even blame God. Let's not blame God. See, that's part of this problem that we all do. We all make excuses instead of taking accountability. We all have to fix our integrity. We lack integrity. That little piece in our brain that controls the integrity button is missing in most Nigerian people. But my friends, you can get it back. Definitely, you can get it back. You can start to teach yourself. You can start to work on your integrity. Because let me tell you, see, this scammer, because he lacks integrity, the mother in this movie called The Prince, Nigerian Prince, the mother, who I told you earlier, had so much integrity, right? When the DPO or DPI, the Oga Patapata of the police department, who was actually the king boss of all the 419ers. I almost died when it got to that scene, because you see all these 419ers, they're on their laptops, they're doing their things, and then one of them gets nabbed. EFCC picked one of them up. And the Oga Pata Pata policeman is the one that collects a percentage of their 419 money earned. Jesus, I almost fainted. I was like, I almost fainted. It was the Oga Pata Pata, the big head. It's like the chief of police. I'm not saying that's what happens in Nigeria. I'm saying that's what happened in the movie. So before my name gets all over there, people like my name in their mouth. So the Oga Pata Pata of the police in that Lagos state is the one controlling all the 419ers and the armed robbers and the drug dealers. They give him a stipend every month. And when these guys get caught, he puts up the money to pay the police or whoever, EFCC, whatever they call the FBI over there. And these people walk away free. But they're indebted to him for the rest of their lives, and they have to pay him money. So the original young man in the movie, that's a scammer. He and his partner gets busted for something, for selling fake money. And the Oga Pata Pata, the boss of the police in that town, pays for them to come out. But they held on to one of his people and told him to go bring 4 million. 4 million, it was very into your loan. We all know what people make. I mean, come on now, 4 million. So now this guy has run out of people. So he goes to this American boy that came home because his mother wanted him to get to know himself. She put to him. And ask him to give him somebody to scam. Remember that white man that helped him out at the airport? This is why you can't help a lot of people in my culture. Stay away from my people. You can't help Nigerians because they're the same people that you help to be the ones that will throw you, under the bus. Well, most people, not everybody, I shouldn't say everybody, most people will scam you for one thing or the other. They will lie and say they need money for rent. You send them the money, you realize that they did not move. They'll lie and tell you that they're about to commit suicide. You realize they're not really committing suicide. They're telling the same story to 10,000 other people, figuring that 5 people will give them whatever, 100,000 a month. You tell 10 people your story, 50-50 law. So 5 people give you 100,000. That's 500,000 naira. A lot of these people you see on social media jumping up and down, telling you they're living fast lives and fabulous lives. And I lie. If I show you my inbox, you will cry. You will cry for me, not even them. Anyways, so the bottom line is that this guy, the 419s, now 419s, the white man that helped the guy, they did something and the guy ended up being arrested, and the Oga Pata Pata, the boss of the police department, right? The boss of the police department, right? Now you gotta go watch it because I see something different from the movie. Fola, you gotta see the movie because when you watch a movie, you get from it what resonates with you, right? So you gotta go see the movie. Bottom line is, Fola, sorry if I ruined the movie for you. Bottom line is you have to see the movie. But what I wanted to talk about is the integrity part. Remember the mother that said she's not taking money from her son, she's not doing this, she's not doing that. Eventually, she allowed her son to scam the boy and take the passport of the American boy to get out of the country. So even the woman that was a professor rather, that I told you in the beginning, she compromised her integrity. So her son does not get killed by the police people. So where am I going with all of this? Let me make it short because it's almost time to go. Where I'm going with all of this is that I personally believe, and I don't know, I'm special like that. I personally believe that if we Nigerians start to watch ourselves first, not everybody else, just start with the basic small things, like somebody calls you and wants to tell you, oh, you see that Moji, she's crazy. Sorry, auntie, I have to go. Click. Integrity. If you start with something that basic, right, you'll realize that the people around you become smaller. My circle is so small these days because I'm not putting up. When you start walking with integrity, you stop paying bribes, you stop accepting less from people that you deserve. When you start walking with integrity, you start treating people better, but your circle will get smaller. Because now people will see you as a snob, as opposed to you being protective of your space, as opposed to you choosing to be with quality people and not quantity. You start to look at life totally differently. Fola, in my walk, that's what I have learned. I don't know if it will work for everybody. I don't have any answers. All I can do is tell you from my experience. When I started to walk with integrity, I realized that a lot of the choices that I make based on integrity and my moral compass, not religion, not Christianity, not what would God do, but what is right and what is wrong, what is fair and what is not fair. Because if you need religion to choose to do things with integrity, then, you should just do these things. We should start looking at the way we engage with each other. Let's start with social media. All this fluff that people do makes me laugh. Integrity, when I was eating ramen noodles, is the reason why I showed it on social media, because I'm not going to lie to you. Because if I lie to you, like a friend of mine on Facebook says, it means I respect you more than I respect myself. Integrity is the reason why when I was riding a bicycle, I said I'm riding a bicycle. I'm not lying to anybody. I posted it on Facebook and I had fun with it. Integrity takes a lot of pressure off of you mentally. I speak to people that cannot sleep at night. Why can't you sleep at night? Because, my son's tuition. Why is your son in school with Dangote's daughter when you're a toilet cleaner? Or you are one of those women that your profession is showering. If your profession is showering, you already know that's not a consistent all the time. And as you get older, your machine kind of isn't all that desirable. Everything starts to go south. And the younger generations of showers coming up along the way. So look, when we start to walk with integrity, thank you. When you start to walk with integrity, you start to act with honesty, honor, and truthfulness. And part of being honest and walking in honor and truthfulness is that you will rub a lot of people the wrong way, because what you see is what you get. I'm not going to sugarcoat things for you. My friends that know my friend that I call friends know that if I'd rather not engage with you than lie. There's no point. I won't talk to people because I'm too old to be remembering what I said, when I said, and all that stuff. And lying anyways, you have to keep piling lies. And believe me, I'm not saying I was always a saint. It's a long walk to where I am today, trust me. And when I see people walking down that path, if you're my friend, I will tell you, I've lost a lot of friends like that. I've lost a lot of friends because I choose to speak in truth and walk with honesty, honor, and truthfulness. Let me tell you what also happens when you start to walk in honesty and truthfulness. You start to attract people that value the same things as you. So let's take Nigeria, for instance. If Shukra starts to walk with honesty and truthfulness, and Temedu, and this one, and Joshua, and Chukwumeka, and this and that, things will start to get better. Everybody's not going to walk around with honesty and truthfulness. We're not all going to do that. But let me tell you why it's important to have integrity and honesty and walk in honesty and truthfulness. You attract the people that believe in the same thing as you. If you're looking for a husband, you find a husband that believes in, being honest about what they like. If it's a jiggy upside down, if it's swinging, if it's whatever, you get that same person, because you're not going to the forefront saying, hey, this is who I am. I am a nun, or I am a saint, or everything about me is just, honey. If you're a freaky person and you let your partner know, so they know what they're coming in for, and you're not lying to them, and you're not being dishonest. If you're honest, you will attract the right partner. And trust me, no relationship is perfect. No friendship is perfect. We're all crazy. You just got to find the right crazy that fits your lifestyle. That's the bottom line. Find the crazy that you can live with. Find the crazy that you can deal with. Find the crazy that enhances your crazy. Sorry, people are going to inbox me and say, oh, I'm not crazy, honey. We all are. Every human being that I've ever known, it's just different levels. Everything get levels. When you walk in honesty and truthfulness, sometimes you'll come to a point in life where if you go you think the shortcut is going to be the best way to go. What I've learned in my walk, again, I don't know if it's going to work for everybody. I don't know if it's right or wrong. But in my walk, what I've learned is that the straight road is the fastest road. It might take longer to get there, but you will get there in peace and not pieces. You see, all this Nigerian, people have been calling me to talk about the Libya, the young girls in, I don't even know what, I don't remember the country, Libya and Afghanistan and all these Arabian countries and stuff. And, you know, the woman that called me first got the opportunity to catch me at the wrong time, where I had not had my cup of tea with my little Splenda, which is a sweetener because I don't do sugar anymore, right? So she called me up that morning. She's like, Sister Moji, I really want you to do this show. You know, my NGO is helping the kids, the women in Libya that are trafficked at Guinea-Con, and maybe you guys can partner with us because, you know, we have an NGO, African LGBTQ. Maybe you guys can partner with us and help us. And yeah, I'm like, why? First of all, why? The stories you're telling me, there's a woman that sells shoes for a living, but somebody comes to her and says, oh, you could make 10 times what you're making, and I'll pay for you to go to Europe, and you become a nurse. A nurse, you didn't go to school to be a nurse. You did not even pass stand 6. You did not go to university. You're not in the medical field. You're selling shoes, you know, and somebody comes to you and says, oh, I'm going to give you a job as a nurse in Nigeria. I mean, in the United Kingdom or America. Right? Thank you. Yeah, nothing, no relationship is perfect. We just make the best. We all do the best we can. Anyways, so the story she brought to me of a person that needed help. The woman was selling shoes in Ojuelegba. She had a shop, had her own car, and then she meets a guy that tells her, first of all, the guy is married, integrity. If you had any integrity, you should not be dating a married man anyways. But which one do I know? Integrity mistake number 1. So she's dating this married man that was taking her out to dinner, fancy dinners and all that stuff. Then he promises, oh, I'm going to send you to America. And I'm going to send you and you'll get a job as a nurse. First of all, honey, I mean, I don't have a PhD. I don't even have a master's. But honey, common sense should have told you, number 1. How are you going to be a nurse in America where everybody is certified? Did you Google what it needs? You're on Facebook every day talking to people, abusing gay people, talking all kinds of shit. Did you even Google to find out what you need to become a nurse or a doctor or whatever, even a Agbepo in the hospital in America? No. So the woman allegedly went with this man to meet an agent who's Nigerian. Nigerians, I tell you, my people, we know they carry last though. The agents that ships these people out are Nigerians. They're not foreigners. Nigerians. Nigerians sell each other into slavery in 2020. But my beef is not with the slave trader. My beef is not with the pimp. My beef is with the people that leave what they have in Nigeria for uncertainty elsewhere, that don't do research. In 2020, where the story has been going on since many, many years, Nigerians still get on the dinghy and they pretend like everything is going to be fine. Okay. Instead of fighting for their rights back home, they want to go to another country and run because we lack integrity. And I bet you're thinking, Moji, you're in America. It's unfair for you to say things like that. Honey, do you know how long I've been here? I came here to go to school. I didn't come here by myself. If it wasn't for the freaking 14-year gay law, I too would be in Nigeria trying to do something. But that's not even the point. The point is, when somebody walks up to you and tells you, I'll make you a nurse, or I'm going to get you a job as a teacher, and you know you're not qualified for it. See, that prayer, that prayer redeemed. God will give you a job that you're not qualified for. It's a curse. Anytime somebody prays for you and says, God will give you a job you're not qualified for, you say, pray, you throw some salt over your shoulder and you rebuke that nonsense. Wave it off your head in the name of Jesus. Cover yourself with the blood of Jesus, honey. How are you going to be a nurse in the country? Right? How are you going to be a nurse in a country that it doesn't even, how are you supposed to be a nurse, period, without training? Forget the country. And I heard in Nigeria it happens. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and the mother is a nurse, and the mother owns hospital. I'm like, and then I was talking to another friend. whose father is a organizer and he owns a hospital. So anything happens in Nigeria, we have no integrity. The integrity neuron, piece of the brain cell that holds integrity and the moral compass, was not installed in most Nigerians. Sue me for saying that. I had to buy my own. I went to therapy to cure myself. To cure myself. Yes, I did. Okay, and I'm not ashamed of it. But the bottom line is that these young women that go to Libya, if you know somebody is taking you to another country, they're going to Saudi Arabia and all this, you know there's history that says that people that are going there are going to be ashewo. You're going to pay, your profession is going to be shewoing. Somebody comes to you and tells you, I'm going to be a nurse, I'm going to make you rich, you're going to be a nurse, I'm going to make you rich, I'm going to pay for the ticket, I'm going to do this. You have to ask yourself, did you win the lottery? I'm not saying it's not possible, but 99.999% of the time, you're going for prostitution. We all know what happened to all the women from the, I think, Benin, Warri, all that area that went to Spain or those Spanish-speaking countries. Italy, all of those countries. They all became prostitutes. In 2020, nobody should be talking about, oh, I'm going through Libya. Libya, don't think you want a slave. Libya, that they're selling women as cattle. Libya, that's been on the news. We are all on Facebook. We are all on Facebook. Exactly, Miriam. Integrity makes you open your eyes and your mind's eyes as to what is fake and what is not. If you had integrity and you know that you have nothing vested into something that you're doing, why would you expect to partake in it? See, integrity is big. What are you bringing to the table? You are expecting somebody to pay for your flight, pay for your ticket, get you a job as a nurse that you're not qualified for, get you a job as a teacher, get you a job in a foreign country you don't know, and you think that God has sent that person to you, honey. It's your village people trying to derail you. So now they came to me with this story about Libya, all these women that are in Saudi and Kinikon. Auntie Moji, I need you to talk on it. I'm sorry. I can't. I really cannot find it in myself to talk about issues like that. Those are not my issue. I'm a lesbian woman that gets slaughtered every day because people lack integrity. These same people you're talking about are the same people in their face-to-face or in their bedroom, in the pantry, or somewhere in slavery, on social media, tearing me up every day because I'm gay. These very people you're asking me to speak up for are the very people that attack my core identity every day. I'm not doing that. She's like, oh, you need to put your pain away. Auntie Moji, this is not right. I said, I'm sorry. You're asking me to give my hard-earned money and my family's hard-earned money to people that chose to go after the fast money. We all paid our prices for our own mistakes. Some mistakes you need to learn from. They made a contract for 2 years. Now she's tired. She ain't tired yet, honey. You made a deal for 2 years. You need to sit there for 2 years, and then they give you your passport and ship you back home. Some lessons we need, the universe puts us through so we can learn our lessons. When I started the conversation, I talked about how Nigerian 900 and something people like to post about shit. About a woman that pooped and had worms coming out of her butt. 900 and something in less than 3 hours. It tells you the mental state of our people. Because that same day, there was another post about 20 men that, or 20 people that were murdered in Nigeria, unarmed. Yet Black Nigerians are here in America shouting Black Lives Matter. Nobody touched that post. Nobody touched that post. I don't want to say the name of the guy that posted it, but I'll share it to my page today. I was emotionally distressed yesterday because you guys know I'm an empath. So I stayed off of social media all day. I think it happened Saturday. So I kind of tried to stay off as much as possible. Why do Nigerians walk around like there's no issues in their country? Why do Nigerians in Nigeria walk around like they can't see the suffering and the pain? Or why they can't see their suffering and their pain? Is it because you're immune to pain? Is it because you're used to the pain? Is it because you're so enslaved that you believe that that is what God wants for you? Is it because you are too lazy to do the work to get out of bondage? Or is it because you lack morals and integrity? Because if you had morals, you wouldn't pay for your children to get WAEC results before the exam itself. If you had integrity, you would not pay for your children to get into schools that they don't deserve. If you had integrity, you won't take bribes to give people jobs. You won't say sleep with your secretary who you know is married. You won't sexually harass people. If we had integrity, we will not sit around and allow people to bully each other on social media. We won't allow homosexuals to be bullied by keyboard warriors. But we lack integrity. We lack courage. With integrity comes courage. Because there's that when you're doing the right thing that makes you stand up straight, that makes you feel powerful like a giant. You wonder why a lot of us are able to speak the truth and not worry about how many likes we like or get on our public pages. On my private page, I don't take people. I don't accept friend requests unless I get to know you. Because there's too many people that are not who they are. Their profiles are fake as a $3 bill because they all lack integrity. A lot of these issues that I talked to you about are things that I've had to look at myself over the past 3 days. Even as much as I claim to have integrity and stuff like that, there's a lot of people on my page I should have deleted. But I don't want to create problem. I don't want my friends to fight with me. I don't want them to think I'm a snob. See, the moment slippery slope. I deleted 550 people off my page in one day, and I was getting inbox like crazy. Some woman had the audacity to inbox me personally, long 4 paragraphs, to ask me, Moji, I thought you are the host of Authentic Conversation. Why would you unfriend me from your page? Because you and I did not agree about Bobrisky. Honey, it's not that we didn't agree on Bobrisky. I don't know who you are. On your page, you don't post pictures. I do, of my family, my wife, my children. On your page, you just continue to share garbage from other people, and sometimes they're brilliant things. I don't even bother to go there anymore. On your page, I don't know who you are. If I don't know you, you shouldn't be on my personal page because I'm already getting attacked every day on my public page. And by the way, you can say whatever you want to say, but you're not coming on my private page. If I know you're a homophobe, there's no reason why I want you on my private page. If you don't understand my pain, I'm like, why are you coming on my private? It's called private for a reason. And the sense of entitlement that makes somebody come to me and ask me, why did you delete me? Do you know how many people unfriend me every day because I speak power into truth with a very unique voice? If I go crying after people that unfriend me, I unfriended, I think, 670 people since last week, Monday. Today is Monday. It doesn't mean I don't like you. It just means that your politics doesn't agree with my politics. The way you think doesn't agree with me. The way you speak to people does not sit well with my soul. The fact that when I'm being lynched on my page, you are not standing up for me, and I would do the same for you. Honey, I take my Facebook personal page very seriously. Even my public page, I take it seriously. Because when you start to walk in with integrity, you start to walk with truth. You start to walk in honor. And I honor Moji. I honor who I have become. I honor my walk to where I am today. Do you honor yourself? Because when you honor yourself, you respect yourself. When you respect yourself, you're able to respect other people. I am 55, going to be 56 next month. And 22-year-olds will just come there, bow. My daughter, my oldest child, is 30 years old. Moji, what's up? I don't know you like that. Allow me to tell you to call me Moji, or else call me Mrs. Solar Wilson. Seriously. And people are going to say, oh, you're a snob, you're a snob. When you've lived as long as I have, you've earned your stripes. When you've accomplished as much as I have, you've earned your stripes. Because until I get to know somebody personally, I generally do not call them by their first names. It's just home training. A lot of people don't have home training anymore because people, let me tell you, monitoring spirits. Oh, wallahi. I posted a picture of me and shoes the other day. Bosa, I broke my toe. I posted a picture of our son swimming in our pool. Bosa, He falls off his skateboard. Honey, monitoring spirits. We all know how Nigerian people like to do. We used to, in the olden days, Babalawo sat in their huts. Now they're on social media, inviting people, asking people for business. Let me tell you, and I'm not saying all Babalawos are evil, though, because there's some pastors that are even worse than Babalawos. But the point I'm trying to make is when you respect yourself, it trickles down into everything around you. When you start to respect yourself, you will lose a lot of friends. When you start to walk in honor, you will lose a lot of friends, but you'll also attract the right things. Nigerians need to start to check their moral compass. We need to start to check our integrity. Why do you think it's okay for Malam Shukura, Malam Temedu to marry a 10-year-old, but yet you won't give him your own child? Why would you think it's okay for a man to beat his wife, but if that was your daughter, you would not like it? Integrity and a moral compass, walking in honor and truthfulness walks hand in hand. We have a long way to go in Nigeria. We keep screaming black Nigerians. I say black Nigerians because now we have Chinese Nigerians, we have Kora Nigerians, and we also have white British Nigerians. So black Nigerians are all over the world screaming Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. My friends, I need somebody to please explain to me if Nigerian Black Lives Matter. Nigerian Black Lives Matter must matter first. Our own Black Lives Matter. We have to realize that first. And then it will bleed into the rest of the society. Until we start to check our moral compass, until we start to do things with integrity, stop sleeping with people's wives, stop dating, stop marrying. If you're gay, don't marry a straight guy. Mistakes we all made, we pay dearly for it. I'm guilty of that too. When I told you I had to fix my moral compass, honey, I wasn't lying. I knew I was gay. I knew it. So because somebody is going to come out to me and say, Moji, you're gay. Let me tell you quickly. I knew something was different about me. I didn't understand it. But once I knew exactly why I was such a miserable human being, I did the turnaround. I came out. It cost me a lot. Everything comes with a price. But I am grateful today that I did that, because the moment you start to fix your moral compass, the moment you start to walk in truthfulness and integrity, take my word for it, all that you deserve will come to you. Integrity is what makes you get up if you want to be a lawyer and go to school. Integrity is what makes you, if you want to be a doctor or a nurse, you go to school. Once you go to school to become a nurse, guess what happens? America, UK, Ireland, all the European countries will start fishing. Most nurses in America are from Nigeria, the Bahamas, black-owned countries. But you got to have the certificate to get where you're going. You can't take a shortcut and think that some guy that looks good is going to get you to America and make you a nurse. It doesn't work that way. There's a law of karma. It doesn't matter if you're Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, whatever you are. We all pay today or tomorrow. And by the way, when you talk about Black Lives Matter, remember, we Nigerians are black people too. So let's focus on the things that we can do to be better, to do better, to make our people and our culture better. Let's start focusing on changing the government to become a government of people we can respect, that respect us. But without changing ourselves, folks, without fixing our moral compass, without fixing our integrity, without speaking in truth and stop posing on social media like you're Mr. Darosha when you ain't got jack. There's a girl asking a friend of mine for money for something, I forget what, but she's on Facebook talking about how she's got this, she's got that, and she's driving around in a car. You're asking somebody to give you money to get an apartment, but you have a car. Sell your goddamn car. I did. When I needed money, I sold my Mercedes-Benz and bought a bicycle in America. After riding a Range Rover and a Mercedes-Benz, I bought a bicycle. Start cutting your cloth according to your size so you don't have to shower to do a living. And when I talk about showering, I don't mean just physical. I'm talking about showering when you start to compromise your integrity. I'm talking about showering when you start to live an untruthful life, just to keep up with the Joneses. The fluff is too much in our culture. And the waka pass. That thing makes my skin crawl. You see somebody being lynched in public, in reality, on social media, and people tell you to walk up past. You see some post you don't like. What about the young person that's reading that post that thinks, oh my God, something is wrong with me? What do you want that person to do? When we all walk up past, that's how Nigeria became what she is today. That's why the educational system is the way it is today. That's why when you go to hospitals, they have no equipment, because while the guy or Gapatapata was selling the equipment that was supposed to come to the hospital, you people were walking past. That's why we've become a country of slaves and just few people at the top milking our blood. That's why we've become a country of a lot of people that are suffering from mental illness but will not admit it. I am only one person. All I'm asking you guys honestly is to go into your spheres and start talking about it. Share the video. Make sure people watch those 3 movies. The movie, the first one, is The Governor. It shows you, gives you an open window into the politics in Nigeria and the lives of the people that you voted for, because they were your tribesmen, because they went to your church, because, when you vote for somebody because they're your tribe, you lack integrity. If you don't vote for somebody because of the merit, you lack integrity. This is where people start falling off, because what I'm saying is about to hit you smack in the face. When you vote for people because they're pastors in your church, you lack integrity. If you vote for them because of what they bring to the table that's good for the community and not just your church or the people in your church, or what Redeemed Christian, whatever they call themselves, that's the biggest mafia in Nigeria, then you have morals. It's time. Change has got to come on. Elections are right around the corner, everywhere. If Black Lives Matter, Nigerian Black lives must matter. We all have to start to walk with integrity, dignity, morality, truthfulness. Stop. The shallowness of our people on social media is mind-boggling, but that's a whole nother show. 900 and something people liked a post about shit, but ignored the post about the 20 men and women that were unarmed, that were shot and killed. My name is Mojisola Wilson. Authentic Conversation is the show. If you like one of our t-shirts, it comes in red, black, yellow. Yes, I'm peddling t-shirts too. Order them for your friends, birthday presents, whatever. I don't make money from my show. I don't need to. I don't want to. And that's why I can say what I need to say. Without sugarcoating things, I am not Willy Wonka. I say what comes from my heart and what I truly believe is the right thing. If you have anything to add to the discussion, please drop a comment, share the video, like and follow my page here. If you're watching from YouTube, please share the video and follow me on YouTube as well. The world is changing. Coronavirus literally ripped the plaster off of our eyes so we can see clearly. But it's up to you to choose to see the truth. May our tomorrow be better than our today. Namaste.